everybody can hear me? Give me a hell yeah if you can hear me. Okay. So, I met this man, as many of us do, on a dating app. And as I'm sure you probably all are aware, the chances of finding somebody that doesn't remind you of The Hills Have Eyes is extremely difficult, right? It's hard. So when you find somebody that seems relatively normal, right, you shoot your shot. Now, I met this guy, and let me tell you something right now. He was just my type. Big, strong-looking, all sorts of muscles, big bushy beard. He kind of reminded me of the brawny paper towel man, you know? like, yes, bitch, so me. So we agree that we're going to meet in Oakland, which is where he lives. And as I get off, hey, the one person for Oakland, And so as I get off the BART, I see that he's brought his dog with him, which is great because I love dogs. Dogs, fuck. Those are facts. Those are straight facts. However, on closer inspection, I see that this is not a clean dog. No, this is what I would call a dirt devil. This dog looks like he, dug it up from a fucking pet cemetery, okay? He is both grimy and slimy. Yeah, it's disgusting. But whatever, we continue on the date. I learned that he wants to be an actor, we talk about movies and television, and honestly we're having a great time, despite the fact that we are dragging a dog carcass just into the So you know how this story goes, right? You get a little buzzed and you decide, I'll go to a stranger's apartment, sure, why not? And had I known at the time that the dirt dog was just the tip of the garbage iceberg that I was hurtling towards, I might have made a different choice. When I walked into this man's apartment, he had more bullshit than I have ever seen in my entire life. Loose papers, tangled up wires, 1,000 cups with varying levels of liquid inside of them. At one point, he opened the cabinet to show me something inside, and all of the Tupperware fell out like I was in a fucking late night infomercial. So needless to say, I continued to drink. So now the night wears on, we go over to the couch, we're hanging out. And as we take a breather, I look over and I notice, there's a wall of masks over here that I hadn't picked up when I was sifting through the trash earlier. So I asked him, like, hey, what's up with these masks? He's like, oh, those are from shows that I pick. And so he goes up and he starts explaining to me all the different masks and what they stand for. There's like a devil, there's a bumblebee, there's a goat. But in the dead center, staring directly back at me, is an extra large baby's face. And then I see him reach for it. And then he put it on. And then he turned around and started, what? Slowly swaying his hips with that. I'm thinking at the time when I saw that, my God, I don't think I will ever see a more unsettling dance in my life. No, swing and a miss on that one. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are listening to this and you're thinking, oh my God, the baby mask, the dancing, that had to be it, right? He must have called it a night. Any sane, self-respecting woman would have said goodbye to the Gerber baby and went home, right? And by the way, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Any sane, self-respecting woman would have done that. So here's why I did not. Because I felt like after all of that, after everything I just been through, I gotta see what that dick do. I gotta see. I have no choice. I have to see. So I politely asked him to demask. I want to ensure that's very clear in this story. And we head into the bedroom. And I'm sure it is not going to surprise any single person here that this man's bed was what? 100% on the floor. Correct. Yeah. No, this man knew no crates or barrel, let me tell you. No. So I army crawl my way on there, and the clothes start coming off again, we're fumbling around, doing all this stuff. And so it comes to a point where I'm like, hey, do you have a condom? And he looks at me and he's like, oh, I don't have any, I don't use them. And I quote, I break through them. What the fuck kind of venom-ass super sperm does this dude have that science hasn't been able to master? No, I'm not putting this pussy through that. Absolutely not. No. So, and I wasn't on birth control at the time, right? So like raw dogging it, nah, we're not doing that. And I also thought to myself, I'm not gonna offer this guy a blowjob because fuck that. It's got the word job in it, no. So yeah, A, fuck that. And B, more importantly, my dentist has told me that I have a very small mouth. So that's a medical professional, okay? I'm not gonna argue with a doctor, okay? The only thing to do is offer this guy a hand job. And I am dog shit at hand jobs. I am like shaking the last bit of ketchup out of the Heinz bottle. But I want to give it the old college try. So I get in there and I start jerking him off, doing what I can. And it seems like he's getting into it, because at one point he leans in and whispers in my ear, play with my nipples. What? You think I can take on a more complicated order than what I'm doing right now? And by the way, I'm not shaming anybody that's in a nipple play. I just don't know what that means. I don't know what play with my nipples means. Am I supposed to suck on them? Because I do. And his chest hair gets into my mouth and makes me want to fucking die. Okay? It's disgusting. So I'm like, I'm not putting my mouth on these anymore. So I take it off and I decide, all right, I got another free hand. I'll just be like a little DJ, I'll just spin around. But I am a terrible multitasker. So while I am fixated on that nip, nothing is happening to this dick. Which leads him to slapping my hand off of it and jerking himself off instead. And I gotta be honest, I was a tad offended. A little offended. But then I saw the speed at which this man was jerking himself off. Oh no. The last gym I was a member of was a Curves, okay? I do not possess the tricep definition needed to pull off a number like that, so it is best left to the professionals. And so while he's doing that, I'm like, all right, I guess the only thing that's left for me is, you guys know, right? Back to those nips. So now I'm up there just trying to make it work, doing the best that I possibly can. I'm kind of like a fighter pilot up there, I'm like flipping switches, pushing in buttons, spinning things around, just trying to make magic happen. And thank fuck, this dude comes. Finally comes. And I swear to God, I've never seen more semen come out of a person in my life. I'm not an expert, but it seemed like an unreasonable amount of semen. And I literally was like, yes. I literally was like, is this what he meant about bursting through the condoms? This is like a volume thing, my God. And the worst part was, not only did he just come fucking everywhere, oh, he drenched me. Oh, it was like a Nickelodeon award, you know what I mean? Oh, I was fucking sick. Hey, but, to his credit, he did notice, and he offered me a pair of dirty boxers that he plucked out of the hamper as a way to towel me off. So, guys in the audience, take note, that's a gentleman. Okay? That's a gentleman. That's a gentleman. And I think, looking back on this, if I were to glean some sort of lesson, it feels like there are two types of people in the world that you're going to encounter. There are the people that see a mask and they say to themselves, that's a way for me to hide myself from the world, to shelter them from who I really am. And then there are other people who see a mask and the thing that they think is goo goo gaga. Thank you all so much.
I know he wants me, and I like how he is so brawny. Did you know that dogs like to fuck? Okay, now back to the story. His apartment, yeah, it's a mess, and you'll never guess what happened next. He goes to the wall, pulls off a mask, then he starts to dance. So why the fuck is he a baby, baby? Definitely keep shaming that. Why the fuck is this guy a baby? Baby, baby, oh, baby, 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 oh, baby, 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 oh, I'm definitely keep shaming that just because. And at this point, I want to go to my car, but I figured, hey, fuck it, I've come this far. So we go to the bed, mask on the head. The weirdest part is that he doesn't have a fucking bed frame. A prophylactic, nah, he doesn't want him because he breaks through all of the condoms. And after all of this, I think we all can agree that both with the mask and emotionally, this guy is a baby, 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 oh, he's a baby, 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 oh, he's a baby, 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 I would appreciate that. This guy is a baby, 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 oh, baby, 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 oh, holy shit.